morning. I have come with module 10.2 where I am going to explain the problems for computation of income from other sources. So here, please remember that I told you income from other sources, it's a small chapter where we have only two modules. One module, that is module 10.1, I have explained the theoretical concepts, and 10.2 I am explaining 8 problems. So that with that it will be clear to you how you do the computation. So this simple problems, I have explained all the theoretical concepts. What is the treatment for grossing, when that security has to be uh, net, uh, when you have to gross the security interest, that we have explained with the help of chart also. Then you have to remember that sometimes banks will collect the collection charges. So that time different adjustment, that also I have worked two problems for that so that it will be clear to you. So 8 problems we are going to do it in this module, and it will be a good learning experience. So with that we will complete all heads of income. Now we have only deductions from, then we will go to gross total income, deductions, tax liability, then carry forward and set off of losses, all this. That is how we are going to continue that. So this module is very important and we are going to do 8 problems together. Okay. So the first problem, calculate income from other sources from the following details. So first one is winnings from lottery, 1 lakh. See, winnings from lottery, if it is not mentioned, it's a gross amount, you have to gross that. That meaning, you know the two rates of interest you have to remember. If it is debenture interest, if it's any interest or dividend, it's 10%. Any casual income, it is 30%. So I gave you the chart explaining different TDS rates, but I told you only two rates are important for you to remember. One is rate of interest and dividend, it's 10%, and casual income, it is 30%. Now, winnings from lottery, 1 lakh, it's gross, meaning now you don't have to do that. It's not the net value, it's the gross value. We have to take that value itself. Amount received from race horse, 35,000. So that is next item. Now, gifts received during the previous year, 2019 and 20. So gift from a friend, 20,000. Gift from his elder brother, 1 lakh. Gift received at the time of his marriage, 1 lakh 40,000. Received a gift from his friend, NRI friend, on 1/1/2020, January 1st, 2020, 80,000. Gift received from his cousin, 18,000. Compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. So the solution, table showing the computation of income from other sources of Mr. A for the assessment year 2021. Always I'll insist that it should be in the table format. The heading should be there, and then always present the answers in a table format. So you know that typing itself, it is so difficult for me, but still I'm doing that because I want my students to follow this. So it should be in the table format. Your paper, when they'll write in the examination, it should look neat and clean. So that is how you have to write it like this. So winnings from lottery, it's net amount 1 lakh. Amount received from race horse, it is not mentioned that it's gross amount. So we have to do the grossing here. 35,000 is the amount given in the question. 35,000 into 100 divided by 100 minus 30, because it is a casual income. So this amount we will get, gross amount we will get 50,000. So 50,000 we are taking for computing the income from other sources. 35,000 what is given in the question is the net amount. If it is given gross here also, we would not have done the grossing here. So amount exceeded rupees 10,000, so it should be grossed up. Up to 10,000 there is no TDS for casual income. So here this amount is 35,000, so definitely we have to do the grossing. Now gifts received from a friend, it is taxable. Gift from elder brother, it's exempted because family member. Gift at the time of marriage, it's exempted. I have explained in the theoretical concept. Gift from cousin, it's taxable. Only within the family. I told you parents, grandparents, own brothers, own sisters, parents, brothers, own brothers and sisters. Gift from NRI friend, it's taxable. So the taxable income from other sources for this person assessee will be 1 lakh plus 50,000 plus 20,000 plus 18,000 plus 80,000. So total is 2,68,000. Now problem 2, Compute income from other sources of Mr. K from the following details for the assessment year 2021. So here actually there is no need for amount column. I have just, to put it in the proper format, I have just given the table format. Rupees 1,10,000, 10% government securities, central government securities. Now second is 3,60,000, 10% tax-free commercial securities of a closely held company. So tax-free, I have explained in the theoretical concept. I hope you will remember that when all grossing should be there. So here 63,000. Next item is 63,000 received as interest on tax-free public limited listed company securities. Next is rupees 72,000 received as interest on Karnataka government securities. Next is rupees 4,000 received as interest on debentures of Deepak Fertilizers. It's listed. Now continuing, rupees 3 lakh 13.5% of paper mill company listed. Next is rupees 3 lakh 50,000, 11% securities of paper mill company listed. Next is rupees 1 lakh 15% Jaipur Municipal Corporation securities. Next is dividend from C Limited 4,000. During the relevant previous year, he won a state lottery. Net amount received is 3 lakh 50,000. See, whenever it's mentioned net amount, you please remember you have to do the grossing, and casual income grossing rate is 30%. Interest on all securities are payable on January 1st of every year. So bank charge 200 rupees as collection charges. Now we will do this problem. Table showing the computation of taxable income from other sources of Mr. K for the assessment year 2021. So two columns we will provide. Inner column for writing the details, and the final amount we will write it in the outer column. So 1,10,000 central government securities. 1,10,000 into 10 by 100, you will get 11,000 rupees. Next is 3,60,000, 10% tax-free commercial securities. When I explained the theoretical concept, I told you tax-free commercial securities always grossed. So 3,60,000 into 10 by 100. We have to take into 10 by 100. 3,60,000 into 10 by 100, you will get 36,000. It's not 100 by 100, it's 36,000. 3,60,000 into 10 by 100, 36,000. Now 36,000 into 100 divided by TDS is 10%. So it took 100 minus 10. It is 40,000. 40,000 value we will get. Next is rupees 63,000 received as interest on tax-free public limited company. So how you calculate the value? Tax-free. The word tax-free meaning you have to always gross. 63,000 into 100 divided by 100 minus 10. Here you don't, here in the earlier case the value was not given. Here the amount is given. 63,000 is received. So that is why we are grossing 63,000 into 100 divided by 100 minus 10. Always gross. 70,000 you will get the value. Next is interest received from Karnataka government securities. 72,000. The value is directly given in the question. Now interest on listed debentures of Deepak Fertilizers Limited. No TDS as the amount is less than 5,000. If the amount of interest is less than 5,000, then there is no TDS. So that is the amount 4,000 we can take. Now 11% securities of paper mill company. 3,50,000 into 11 by 100, it is 38,500. 15% Jaipur Municipal Corporation securities. 1 lakh into 15 by 100, it is 15,000. So total income from securities, all the values when you add up, you will get 2,50,500. Lottery income 3,50,000 into 100 divided by 100 minus 30. Because I told you it's the gross value. So then your net value is given. So you have to take the gross value. So you will get 5 lakhs. So gross income is 7,50,500. That is adding 2,50,500 and 5 lakhs. Less deduction under section 57. Bank collection charge is 2,000. So total their bank is collecting 2,000 and he can claim that under section 57. You know that section 57 is the deduction we are allowing for income from other sources. So taxable income from other sources 7,48,500. Now problem 3. Mr. M furnishes the following information about his income. Compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. Dividend on equity shares, it's 6,000. Dividend from preference shares, 3,200. Income from letting of building and machinery 1,70,000. Interest on bank deposits 25,000. Directors fees 12,000. Ground rent 6,000. Now income from undisclosed sources 1 lakh. It will be taxable. If it is not disclosed, flat 30%, it will be taxed. There will not be any explanation also asked. Here we are including in the income from other sources. Income from lottery, gross. Gross meaning you don't have to do the grossing again. It is not the net value, gross value is given in the question. He claimed the following deductions. Dividend collection charges 200, allowable depreciation on plant and machinery 40,000, fire insurance premium on building and machinery 1,000. Compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. Now, table showing the computation of taxable income from other sources of Mr. M for the assessment year 2021. Now, dividend on equity shares, it's exempted, Indian company. Dividend on preference shares, exempted, Indian company. Rent of building and machinery, it's given 1,70,000. We have explained in the theoretical concept, if they are giving rent, plant and building, any plant and machinery or building, furniture, everything they are giving on rent, they can claim the income here. They have to show the income here. Allowable deduction, depreciation is allowed, insurance is allowed, repairs is allowed. 3 items are allowed. So here depreciation 40,000 and fire insurance premium 1,000 they are claiming. So the net income from letting out of building and machinery is 1,29,000. Interest on bank deposits 25,000. So interest on bank deposits, you have to remember, usually if you have a fixed deposit or recurring deposit, 10% TDS will be deducted by the bank. But if it's savings bank interest, bank is not deducting the TDS. So we will show it here, then we have to do it into the calculation. So remember, if it's fixed deposit or recurring deposit, 10% TDS will be deducted by the bank. But if you are in the 30% tax bracket, remaining 20% you have to pay while calculating the tax liability. So here it is not mentioned fixed deposit or recurring deposit. So we assume that it's for the savings bank account interest. Directors fees taxable 12,000. Ground rent 6,000. Now income from undisclosed sources 1 lakh. Income from lottery, it is the gross value given in the question, it's 1 lakh. Gross taxable income from other sources 3,72,000. Now collection charges is not allowed as it is for exempted income. See, dividend from Indian companies exempted. So that we have, now this rule is 10 lakhs, up to 10 lakhs only dividend they can dividend. Next 21, 22 onward they can claim only that much. But here this year we are taking it as exempted. So for an exempted income they cannot claim the collection charges. Now, problem 4. From the following particulars given below, compute the gross total income of Mr. M for the assessment year 2021. Particulars. First is, he owns an agricultural land in Bangladesh from which he earned an income 65,000. Next is, he owns a plot of land in Dharwad which is let out for trading purposes, 12,000 per month. So, we have to calculate the annual value. He has a building and an agricultural land in Mysore. It is let out for storing agricultural equipments and for supervision of agricultural equipments. 9,000 per month. This will be exempted. Anything agricultural activity, if he is doing and if he is earning an income, it will be exempted. He received in the current previous year as management consultation fees 12,500. Next is, he owns a quarry in Ankola. He has let it out for a royalty of 50 paise per ton of stone raised. So every ton raised 50 paise royalty. During the current previous year, stone raise was 1,46,000 tons. His expenses to earn this royalty is rupees 4,500 for the year. Next is, he has let out machinery and furniture at a rent of 30,000 per month. It's per month, we have to calculate the annual value. Repair cost of these items amounted to rupees 10,000 per month and allowable depreciation is 60,000. Renting, machinery, building, furniture, 3 items are allowed. Depreciation is allowed, repairs is allowed, insurance is allowed. Okay, so that I have explained in the theoretical concept. Now he lives in a rented house paying a rent of 10,000 per month. He has sublet 40% of this house at a rent of rupees 5,000 per month. He paid rupees 1,000 as municipal tax and spent rupees 5,000 for the repairs of the house property. He received an amount by winning a lottery. This is net amount. That meaning you have to take the gross amount, 70,000. He borrowed 3 lakh on 3 lakhs on 1/6/2019 from a bank at 15% per annum interest. He has invested that money to purchase equity shares of public limited company. During the year, he has not received any dividend from that company. In this case, this will not be exempted because it's already an exempted income and he has not received any dividend. If he has earned an income, then only he can claim the related expenses. Here he has not earned an income by taking this loan. So this will not be allowed. Compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. Now, table showing the computation of income from other sources of Mr. M for the assessment year 2021. So, income from agricultural land in Bangladesh. Agricultural income from outside India taxable 65,000. Rent from agricultural land in Dharwad 12,000 into 12. This is agricultural land is used for non-agricultural purposes. It is taxable 12,000 into 12, 1,44,000. Agricultural income from Mysore is exempted as it is used for agricultural purposes. I have already explained storing agricultural equipments. So this is used for agricultural purposes, that income is exempted. Management consultation fees 12,500. Royalty from quarry 1,46,000 into 50 paise 73,000. Less expenses. It is given that 4,500 he has claimed as expenses. So 68,500 is the royalty. Rental income from machinery and furniture. Per month value is given 30,000 into 12, it's 3,60,000. I told you depreciation and repairs can be allowed. 3 items are allowed in the case of rental income: depreciation, repairs, and insurance. So here depreciation is 60,000, repairs is 10,000. So 70,000 we have to reduce from 3,60,000. So total value is 2,90,000. Subletting. Now house is subletting income what he is getting is 5,000 into 12, 60,000. Now he has taken it on rent. So his rental expenses we have to see. He has taken it on 10,000. So 10,000 into 12, 1,20,000 is his expenses, rental expense. Into 40 by 100, his rental expense is 48,000 for that. Municipal tax is 1,000, repairs is 5,000. So subletting rent received is 60,000 minus 54,000. That is by adding 48,000, 1,000 and 5,000. So the rental in subletting income is only 6,000. Now income from lottery 70,000 into 100 divided by 100 minus 30, because it's casual income. 30% is the gross TDS. So 1 lakh you will get. Now income from other sources 6,86,000. Now I have already explained this point. I have given as note also, interest on money borrowed for purchase of shares is not allowed because it is an exempted income. And he has not received any dividend also in this year. Now problem 5. From the following particulars of Mr. E for the previous year 2019-20, compute his income from other sources. Director's fees from a company 1 lakh. Interest on bank deposits 30,000. Income from undisclosed sources 1,20,000. Winnings from lotteries. Net amount, so you have to take the gross value. Royalty from books, it's allowed 80,000. And you have to remember that all related expenses, typing charges, proofreading charges, purchase of books, internet charges, like that, any related expenses they can claim. Guest lecture remuneration 5,000. Interest on loan given to your relative taxable 7,000. Interest on tax-free debentures of a company listed in a recognized stock exchange. The word tax-free, it's important. You have to see that the grossing 3,600. Dividend on shares 6,400. Interest on post office savings account. If it's single account, up to 3,500 is exempted. If it's joint account, up to 7,000 is exempted from interest on post office savings bank account. Interest on government securities 2,200. Collection charges is 100. Typing of manuscript 10,000. This we can reduce from royalty. Compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. Now, table showing the computation of income from other sources of Mr. M for the assessment year 2021. Director's fees 1 lakh. Interest on bank deposits 30,000. I told you we are assuming that is the savings bank account because fixed deposit interest and recurring deposit interest, usually banks will reduce 10%. But here it is not mentioned that, so we are assuming that it's savings bank interest. Now, income from undisclosed sources 1,20,000. Winnings from lottery, it's the net amount, so you have to take the gross. 2,45,000 into 100 divided by 100 minus 30, 3,50,000. Royalty from books 80,000, typing charges he claimed 10,000, that can be deducted. So value is taxable amount is 70,000. Guest lecture remuneration 5,000. Interest on loan given to your relative, it is 7,000 taxable. Now interest on tax-free debentures of a listed company. I told you tax-free meaning you have to take the gross value 3,600 into 100 divided by 100 minus 10, 4,000. Dividend on shares, it's exempted. Interest on post office savings account, exempted up to 3,500 for single accounts and 7,000 for joint accounts. So it is 3,000 is less than this amount. So it is nil. Interest on government securities, taxable 2,200. Gross income from other sources, 6,88,200. Collection charges is not allowed because dividend is an exempted income. When you earn an income and it's put to tax, then only you can claim a related expense. Otherwise, you cannot claim. Now, problem 6. Mr. K is a member of parliament from Bangalore. He had the following incomes during the previous year 2019-20. Compute his income from other sources. So, as a member of parliament, he received a salary of rupees 25,000 per month and a daily allowance of rupees 15,100 for attending various sessions. He held the following investments. So, daily allowance of the member of parliament will be exempted, but salary is taxable. 10% preference shares in My Sugar Works Limited with a face value of rupees 5,000. Next is 1,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each in Tata Finlay Limited. Company declared an interim dividend and final dividend of 10% in the current previous year. Tata Finlay Indian Company. A 10% fixed deposit of rupees 10,000 is held by him in Indian banks. Interest is credited annually. He received, here it is not mentioned whether TDS is deducted or not. Here you will get only 1,000 rupees. So we'll see that in the solution. He received a dividend of rupees 500 from a cooperative society, taxable. He won rupees 8,000 in crossword puzzles. If it's less than 10,000, there is no TDS for this crossword puzzles. On 1/9/2019, he had purchased a plot of land for constructing his house. Due to shortage of funds, he was not able to construct the house. He gave the plot for a rent of rupees 1,500 per month from 1/11/2019. Now, he has also let out machinery, furniture and building for a monthly rent of rupees 5,000 per month. He spent rupees 1,500 for repairs of these assets. Allowable depreciation for these assets for the current previous year is rupees 10,000. Compute his income from other sources. So, table showing the computation of income from other sources of Mr. K for the assessment year 2021. Salary as member of parliament, it is taxable 25,000 into 12, it is 3 lakhs. Daily allowance, it's exempted under section 10. So this you can write it in the exempted incomes also. I told you exempted income is an important concept. You will get question. So wherever you are seeing exempted income, daily allowance for member of parliament, it is an exempted item, you can write there. 10% preference shares in My Sugar Limited, Indian company, exempted. Dividend from equity shares of Tata Finlay Limited, Indian company, exempted. Bank interest, 10,000 into 10 by 100, 1,000, taxable. Dividend from cooperative society, 500, taxable. Crossword puzzles, 8,000. They have not deducted TDS because if it's exceeding 10,000 only, TDS will come. So this is the gross amount. Now ground rent, 1,500 into 5 minus 5, that is equal to 7,500. Deductions are not allowed, as deductions are allowed only if building is there in the property. This is an empty land. So we have to remember that just a ground they are giving for rent. If there is no building, deductions are not allowed. Now rent from machinery, building and furniture, 5,000 into 12, 60,000. So here he can claim insurance, repairs and depreciation. He has claimed repairs 1,500 and depreciation 10,000. So 60,000 minus 11,500, he will get 48,500. Income from other sources, 3,65,500. Now problem 7, this is collection charges. This is a problem number 7 and problem number 8 are different computations. I will explain that. Mr. A had the following investments as on 1/1/2019. Compute his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. So rupees 40,000, 12% central government loan. Next is rupees 30,000, 10% government securities. Next, rupees 20,000, 9% preference shares of paper mill company. Next is rupees 50,000, 11% Bombay Port Trust bonds. Next is rupees 20,000, 15% debentures of a limited company. It is unlisted. Rupees 10,000, 10% securities issued by Government of England. Next is rupees 10,000, 10% 10-year national plan certificate. This is an exempted item. I have given the list of exempted securities. Here, national plan certificate, you can see that this is an exempted item. Rupees 20,000, 14% municipal debentures. Next is interest accrued on NSE 8th issue purchased on 11/3/2019, rupees 1,130. NSE certificates, national savings certificates, you have to remember that every year you will not get the interest. It will be accumulated and on the maturity date, you will get the entire amount. There is no interest payments in between. So you have to remember that collection charges will not be applicable for national savings certificates. Rupees 18,000, 10% tax-free debentures of a limited company unlisted. Now, continuing with that, on 1st September 2019, he bought rupees 50,000, 12% Maharashtra government bonds for rupees 60,000. The interest on which is payable on 30th June and 31st December. For this purpose, he took a loan from bank for rupees 40,000 at 15% per annum, and the balance of rupees 20,000 is financed out of earlier loan taken for buying a scooter. So here you have to remember the second loan, what he has utilized. He has taken a loan for buying a scooter and he has used for purchasing the securities. That interest we will not allow. So this, when he is taking a loan for the purchase of security, that only he can be claiming as exemption or he can claim as deduction. The second one, 20,000, he has taken a loan for buying a scooter. He has used for purchasing security. That is not be allowed under section 57. Bank charge 2% interest and dividend collection charges and 3% commission on purchase of securities. Compute is income from other sources. So on total interest and dividend collected, 2% bank is charging. So the computation is different. So you have to take all the total value you have to take. So table showing the computation of income from other sources of Mr. A for the assessment year 2021. Rupees 40,000, 12% central government loan. 40,000 into 12 by 100, 4,800. Next is rupees 30,000, 10% government securities. 30,000 into 10 by 100, it's 3,000. Next is 20,000, 9% preference share dividend, exempted being Indian company. Next is rupees 50,000, 11% Bombay Port Trust bond, 50,000 into 11 by 100, 5,500. Next is rupees 10,000, 10% securities issued by Government of England, 10,000 into 10 by 100, 1,000. National plan certificates, I told you it's an exempted item. So we will not consider that. Next is rupees 20,000, 14% municipal debentures, 20,000 into 14 by 100, 2,800. Now continuing, 20,000, 15% debentures of a limited company, unlisted, 20,000 into 15 by 100, it's 3,000. Now 18,000, 10% tax-free debentures. Tax-free meaning you have to do the grossing. So 18,000 into 10 by 100, you will get 1,800. Now 1,800 into 100 divided by 100 minus 10. So commercial tax securities always gross, 2,000. Now 50,000, 12% Maharashtra government securities. 50,000 into 12 by 100 into 1 by 9. It's not 29, it's 1 by 9. Because only December interest he has received. Only December interest he has received because he has missed the June only 1 by 2. This value is 50,000 into 12 by 100 into 1 by 2. That 9 is a typing mistake there. 1 by 2 because he purchased the securities in September. So he has not received the June dividend. So it is December and June only. December dividend only he has received. So 50,000 into 12 by 100 into 1 by 2. 9 is a typing error. So it's purchased in September. So we are not considering the full dividend. 6,000 is the annual dividend, but he is entitled to only December dividend. He purchased the securities in September. So accrued interest For NSE 8th issue, 1130. I told you national savings certificates every year we will not get the interest. It will get accumulated to the security and on the date of maturity they will get the amount. So total interest by adding all these values you will get 26,230. Now collection charges I told you national savings certificate all the securities and interest and dividend he has collected through the bank. So bank is total charge by the banker you have to find out. It is not given in the question. So 26,230 minus 1,130. Why we are reducing? I told you national savings certificates interest is getting accumulated. You are not collecting every year. But every year interest we have to consider for tax purpose. We have to report that this much accrued interest we have received from national savings certificates 8th issue. This we can claim as a deduction under section 80C also. So we are writing this and we are reducing because bank has not collected that. And you are not receiving also. It is accrued. It is getting accumulated. So here 26,230 minus 1,130 for the NSE 8th issue. So you will get 25,100 into 2 by 100. You will get 502. Now interest on money borrowed is equal to 40,000 into 15 by 100 into 7 by 12. Because he has taken loan in September. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months only he has to pay the interest. The scooter loan we are not allowing. So 3,500 he can claim. Income from other sources 22,228. Now notes you have to remember, interest on national savings certificate 8th issue there is no collection charges as it is accrued interest. Meaning it's getting accumulated every year. We are not getting anything. On the date of maturity, the full amount they will pay. Now next is commission on purchase of securities is not allowed as a deduction because it's a capital expenditure. Next is interest on loan is allowed for only 7 months. He purchased the securities on September 1st. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months interest only we are allowing. Now he has utilized the scooter loan also to purchase securities. That is not allowed as a deduction under section 57. He cannot interchange the loan. Whatever he has taken the loan from the bank, it is violation of banking principles also. He has to utilize only for the purpose for which he has taken the loan. So we will not allow this deduction. Now the last problem, Mr. S has the following investments in the previous year ended March 31st, 2020. 11%, 10% Karnataka state government loan. Next is rupees 30,000, 13.5% debentures of Tata Machine Tools Limited. That is listed. Rupees 35,000, 11% securities of Sugar Mill Company unlisted. Next is rupees 36,000, 10% tax-free commercial securities. So this you have to remember, tax-free. So TDS will be there. Now 3,580 received as interest on Tamil Nadu government securities unlisted. Rupees 4,500 received as interest on the securities of a paper mill company not listed. Now rupees 4,500 as interest on debentures of textile company listed company. Next is during the previous year 2019-20 year he purchased rupees 50,000 7% capital investment bonds. This is an exempted item, exempted security on 1st October 2019. For this purpose he borrowed rupees 30,000 from bank at the rate of 15% per annum interest. Interest is payable biannually for all securities on 30th June and 31st December. Since this is an exempted security, capital investment bonds, this adjustment, this deduction also we will not allow. Bank charges 1.5% commission on net realization of interest as collection charges. He was also a director in a company for which he received 3,000 as director's fees. Next slide. His other incomes are the following. Winnings from lottery rupees 25,000. Income from agriculture in Sri Lanka rupees 10,000. Winnings from race horse 15,000. Interest on post office savings bank account 2,000. Up to 3,500 it's exempted for single account, and joint account it's up to 7,000 it's exempted. Find out his income from other sources for the assessment year 2021. Now this table, this column we have to calculate. Calculation is like this. It's divided into 4 columns actually. So due to here last column is rate, TDS, gross and the amount. This is not that I have reduced because due to limitations of space. So actually here this column is amount also is there. So table showing the computation of income of Mr. S for the assessment year 2021. 11%, 10% Karnataka government loan. So the value, gross value 1100. No TDS for this. 30,000, 13.5% listed debentures. So 30,000 into 13.5 by 100, 4,050. 35,000, 11% sugar mill debentures. So here TDS is there, 10% TDS. 3,850 is the gross value. 10% TDS is 385. 36,000, 10% tax-free commercial securities. Always grossing is there. So 36,000, rate of interest is given. So 36,000 into 10 by 100, you will get 3,600. TDS is 10%. So 3,600 into 100 divided by 100 minus 10. So 400 is the TDS, 4,000 is the gross amount. Now 3,580 received as interest on Tamil Nadu government securities. There is no TDS, value directly given 3,580. Next is 4,500 received for unlisted securities, 4,500 into 100 divided by 100 minus 10. So 10, 500 and 5,000. Now 4,500 received as interest on listed debentures. That is gross value 4,500. Capital investment bonds exempted, so that loan also, interest also we will not allow. So gross interest you will get 36,080. From this to 1.5% the bank is charging the collection charges. So how you will calculate? 26,080, in that TDS value is 1,285. That SSC is not getting, government is getting that. So we have to reduce that value. So you will get 24,795 into 1.5 divided by 100. That is 372. So income from interest on securities, 26,080 minus 372. You will get 25,708. Now other incomes. Income from interest on securities we have calculated in the previous slide as 25,708. Winnings from lottery 25,000. Winnings from race horses 15,000. Income from agriculture in Sri Lanka. Outside India, agricultural income taxable 10,000. Director's fees 3,000. Interest on post office savings bank account, it's exempted. Taxable income from other sources 78,708. Now the explanation. Interest from post office savings bank account is exempted. I told you if it's single account up to 3,500 is exempted. If it's joint account up to 7,000 is exempted. Interest on loan for purchase of capital investment bonds is not allowed as it is an exempted income. Now no TDS for interest on Tata Machine Tools and Textile Company as the amount has not exceeded 5,000. That is why we are not providing TDS. If it was exceeding 5,000, we have to do the TDS. Also assume that these companies are widely held companies. So this is the explanation I want to give for income, computation of income from other sources using problems. So here, please remember that this is a small module and the computation is also simple. And I am explaining it in a systematic way and a very simple way. So this, I hope you are also able to learn with me. And I want to tell you that I have introduced, I told you I used to write books. At least 100 textbooks in commerce I have authored. And my 22 textbooks of Bangalore University are accepted textbooks for the course. So now I know that nobody is using textbooks. So even if I want to refer something, I always go to Google or YouTube for information. So that is why I have coming to students with a new YouTube channel. I am making the commerce subjects in the YouTube channel available. So you see my YouTube channel, ACE Commerce with Dr. Alice Vani, meaning expertise in commerce with me. So whatever experience I have learned from my teaching experience, plus I have learned through writing the books, I am going to impart to you. So I hope that you will make learning a good exercise and it will be a learning experience for both of us. So you have to watch my YouTube video, ACE Commerce with Dr. Alice Vani. So please remember that both the semester syllabus I am including in the YouTube. I am uploading all the videos, so it will be definitely helpful and I hope that you are all keeping healthy and safe. Keep social distancing, take all the precautions what government is telling, and then we will see with the next module, that is deductions from income. deductions from gross total income. So we have learned all the heads of income. When you add up all the income from salary, house property, business income, capital gain and income from other sources, you will get gross total income. Now, income tax is giving certain deductions from 80C to 80U. So certain sections you have to learn that I will explain as 2-3 modules, because some sections, some modules I have to take it separately. 80G, 80C and all I have to take it separately, because these are all usual computations which will come for the examination, and you have to remember these are important calculations. So that I will explain as separate modules, and please remember, see the video and give me the feedback. Now I can directly communicate with my students, and I want to get the maximum benefit for the students. So that is why you see the YouTube videos right from the first module I have uploaded. So this ACE Commerce with Dr. Alice Mani. See you. Bye with the next module. Thank you.